How many times have you bent over backwards for a woman? Maybe you dropped everything just to drive across town when she called, or spent some money that you didn't really have to go on a date or to help her out, hoping that maybe she'd finally notice you, only to get nothing but disrespect and cold shoulders in return, okay? It is frustrating as hell, am I right? But here's the hard truth that most men do not want to hear. Being the nice guy does not make her want you. It makes her run from you. And if you don't believe me, well, stick around, okay? Because I am about to break down how you can stop being the nice guy and start becoming the masculine leader who commands respect and desire, all without lifting a finger to impress her. All right, let's talk about what it really means to be a nice guy, okay? A nice guy is more than just somebody who's overly nice. This is a man who constantly puts others first, often at his own expense. He's a people pleaser, he's a manipulator, and he's trying to buy love through good deeds. And most importantly, he's a phony. He distracts women with compliments and nice deeds, believing that the more he sacrifices himself, the more that she will value him. But here's the problem with this, okay? The more he puts himself down, the less respect he commands. So I'm going to break this down even further into four categories, so there is absolutely no confusion, okay? So let's start with number one. He's constantly seeking approval and validation, okay? This guy's entire self-worth is wrapped up in whether or not she gives him a metaphorical pat on the head. If she's happy, well, he's happy. If she's upset, he feels guilty, like he's fundamentally wrong. He's walking on eggshells, terrified that one misstep will make her leave him. The idea of holding his own beliefs or even disagreeing with her, absolutely out of the question. Number two, sacrifices his own personal needs and desires to gain favor. So maybe this guy wants a woman who's feminine, soft, nurturing, but instead he's putting up with somebody who is rude, who's disrespectful to the people around him, just to keep her in his life. He's sacrificing his own standards and his own desires in exchange for her approval just so he can have a girlfriend. All right, number three, avoiding conflict and lacking the ability to put his foot down. Nice guys are classic people pleasers. They think that avoiding conflict and agreeing with everything that a woman says will keep her around. These are the classic and quintessential yes men, and they are phony to the core. He'll even start questioning his own opinions, things that he loves, cars that he likes, movies that he likes, just to match hers. I had this friend once who loved video games, and he was absolutely obsessed with the Metal Gear franchise. But once he started dating a feminist woman who didn't like the portrayal of women in that particular game, he completely disavowed his love for this game. So weak. Number four, he tries to earn love and affection through favors or kind deeds. This is where things really fall apart. He thinks love can be bought. It's the guy who takes a woman to an expensive, over-the-top dinner on the first date, thinking that this will impress her and make up for his lack of confidence. He's throwing money at the situation, trying to distract her with shiny objects so she doesn't see the man behind them. But guess what? She does see it, and it is not working. So, do any of these patterns sound familiar? Because they should, because this is the patterns that nice guys fall into over and over again. So if you're a nice guy, there's no shame in the game because you're working on it, but if you recognize these, then I want you to listen carefully. These patterns are why nice guys are constantly stuck in the same cycle of disrespect and frustration. Now, I want to get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually plays out in real life. So, if you want to stop being the nice guy, you've got to change your behavior. Nice guys are always overgiving, they're bending over backwards, and they're hiding their true feelings. And women can see this a mile away. You might think you're hiding it, but you're not. So, let me give you a couple common scenarios. So the first one is that you're in the early stages of dating, and this is what the nice guy does. Okay, he's overplanning. He's trying to impress her by arranging this lavish, multiple stop date. He says something like, "Hey, I know you like the XYZ bar, so we'll start there. Then we'll go to ABC restaurant for Italian since you said you liked that. And I've even booked a boat ride on the harbor afterwards. He's laying it all out there trying to blow her mind, but then, of course, she cancels last minute. And what does the nice guy do? Well, he simply swallows that pain, he holds back his frustration and says, hey, no problem. We can reschedule whenever you want, even though he's furious inside, but he'll never show it. He's so scared of upsetting her that he doesn't let himself feel or express anything. This is classic nice guy behavior. So, how does a man who embodies masculine leadership, so the opposite from being a nice guy, how does a masculine leader handle this type of a situation? Well, first of all, he is not planning some extravagant evening to win her over. He is protective of his time and his energy. He'll decide on a place for drinks and he'll take the lead for that. But from that point, he's just going to see how the night goes. And if the vibe is good, well, maybe he'll take her somewhere else for a extended date. But he's not bending over backwards to impress her up front. And if she were to cancel last minute, well, the masculine leader does not act like it's no big deal. If, however, she's apologetic and suggests an alternate day and a time right away, he'll consider it, but it's on his terms. But if she just cancels with absolutely no follow-up, he's going to be brief. He might say, hey, got it, or take care. Or he might not even answer at all. And this isn't out of anger, but this is out of self-respect. He's not going to waste time with someone who doesn't value his, okay? So do you see the difference between being a nice guy who's placating and a masculine leader who prioritizes himself, okay? He's not bending to accommodate her. He's showing that his time is valuable and she will respect him more because he respects himself. But let's not stop there. What about the guy who's already in a relationship and stuck in that nice guy mentality? Because a lot of you guys that are out there that might be in a relationship or married already and you're a nice guy. You want to figure out how to get over it. These are the guys who constantly put himself down. He's always making those self-deprecating jokes, calling his girlfriend or his wife his better half, saying he's so lucky she puts up with him, like he's some loser. But here's the kicker. He is miserable, and he wishes she would treat him with respect and appreciate how much he does for her. But guess what? That is never going to happen if he keeps acting like a doormat, okay? So here's what you need to do, guys. You need to, first of all, stop putting yourself down and start seeing yourself as a James Bond or a Sonny Crockett or whatever hero that you happen to like. You got to have confidence and you got to have swagger. Like, she's the one that's lucky to be with you. It's not the other way around. So instead of apologizing or changing to please her, you stand your ground. And if she criticizes you, let's say you're going on a date and you get dressed up, she criticizes your outfit or says some snide remark, the old nice guy, well, he would have said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll go change. But the new you, no, that's not what you're going to do. You're going to smile, you're going to say, beautiful, isn't it? Or maybe you might say, well, I hope you don't feel embarrassed, or I hope you don't feel underdressed when you go out with me. And you say this with confidence and charm. You're not being defensive, you're owning your choices, and that, my fellow scoundrels, is what commands respect from the women in your life. So how do you start making these changes? Well, it's very simple. You focus on you. And here's what you need to do starting today. Step number 1, you focus on your mission. What are you working towards that's bigger than any one woman? Is it your career? Is it your fitness? Is it, is it a business that you're building? Whatever it is, make that your priority. When you're chasing your own goals, you stop chasing women. And ironically, this is when they start chasing you. All right, next, you're going to set some damn boundaries. And I'm serious about this one. You make a list of things that you will not tolerate and you stand by them. Maybe you don't tolerate flaky behavior. Is it disrespect? Is it women who don't value your time? You cross them off your list. And when a woman crosses those lines, you don't let it slide. You call it out and move on if she keeps testing you. It is really this simple. Step 3, validate yourself. You've got to put your big boy pants on. Nobody And I mean, nobody gives a shit about you. You've got friends and you've got your family. And yeah, there are women out there who will care and love you if you show up in your masculine, but you need to get over the idea that you're going to be supported and validated in everything you do by everyone who you want validation from. This is not how the world works. What you need to do here is set your own goals and you challenge yourself. And when you accomplish those goals, then you pat yourself on the damn back. You're proud of it, okay? You get a little cocky. Enjoy that moment. Enjoy your success, okay? So maybe you're hitting the gym or you pick up a hobby, you build a skill, whatever it takes to invest in yourself to get better at something, do it. It's worth it. Spend a little money, spend the time, and just do something that you're going to be proud of. The more self-sufficient, the more self-reliant you become, the less you'll care about seeking validation from women in general, okay? And when you stop needing that validation from them, this is when they start to want to give it to you, okay? It's really weird, but this is just simply how it works. So do not get angry about this fact. Understand human behavior and use it to your advantage. Look, guys, here's the bottom line. Being a nice guy is exhausting. It's weak. It does not work. So if you want women to respect you, you have to respect yourself first, okay? Stop chasing approval. Stop bending over backwards and start living a life that commands respect. So I want you to ask yourself this, okay? Are you a nice guy? Just admit it if you are. That's okay. Are you the guy who's overgiving? Are you trying to win her over with favors, hoping she'll finally see your worth? Or are you the masculine leader? Are you the guy who knows his value, who lives on his own terms, and who commands respect, without even trying? If you're ready to stop being the nice guy and start becoming the man you were meant to be, then it is time to make some changes. Okay, so drop me a comment down below and tell me what you are going to change today. And if you're ready to take things just a little further, download my free guide. It is called The Gentleman's 12-Point Guide to Dropping Panties. And trust me on this one, guys. This guide is packed with tools that you need to start owning your confidence and flipping the dynamic in your relationships. And if you want to go even further than that, if you're very serious about leveling up, then book a one-on-one coaching session with me, okay? Let's get you out of the nice guy trap and into the mindset of a true masculine leader. Just click one of the coaching links down below and book a session that works best for you. All right, that is it for this video. We will see you in the next one.